Hey everyone, my name is Andrew Street. I make 75,000 a month or thereabouts, and currently I'm making a video series just kind of documenting my journey, the businesses that I have, the things that I'm doing. And so really I like these to kind of be more of like a day in the life, or I don't even know if a day in the life, more of a reflection on the last week or thoughts that I've been having. Um, I own a vacation rental management company, and I own a marketing business, and we also own a furnishing company. Although that isn't exactly live all the time, it's just kind of more of a project to project basis, um, more of a fun thing. But yeah, I guess kind of reflecting on this last week, one of the things that I've really been thinking a lot about has basically just been like, why is this taking so long? Especially with the marketing company. I had started it in December, and anytime that you start a business, you remember back to those videos you'd watch in the beginning where it's like, oh, make $1 million in 1 year, and this is how I did it and stuff. And it's like, all right, I think after kind of like starting some businesses and like being in this for a little bit, I've only been really a business owner for 3 years now. But the truth is, I've gotten better and better and better. So instead of going from 0 to 1 with the marketing company, I've gone more from like 8 to 9. Because I already had a bunch of things from the vacation rental management company that helped build into this. Processes, systems, those are the things that are important. But the truth is that takes time. And, in my last video, I think I spoke to the fact that I'd figured out a change in the offer and how important that actually was and how much that's actually scaled the business to where we are now. And now it's just more of like, okay, well, we're scaling, we're growing, but like an example is that anytime that you're doing paid advertising, expect a ramp up phase of like 60 to 90 days. It just like for us, we focus on meta ads, and it takes time. They need to know Tim is a property owner looking for management, right? Larry is also that person, and so it takes time. You have to have a certain amount of ad spend, right? Well, that takes time if you're not spending a lot of money right out the gate, and and by a lot of money, I mean like $5,000, $10,000 monthly, or more. I mean, if you got more, awesome. You get faster feedback, is kind of what that means. And so I've just been struggling probably a little bit with, okay, we have these clients, we're getting them leads, the things are happening, but like continuing to have the patience to sit back and realize like, yes, there's things I can do, but not everything's a 0 to 1. Not everything's an opportunity to make this massive upgrade. Like we made the offer change, and so I probably felt pretty good at that time where I was like, I'm a genius. And then you come back around and you're like, you have these moments of, why is it, if I'm a genius, why is it taking this long? And I think I've really kind of been hitting my head against the wall for so long and then found something that worked. And so that's kind of been really interesting for the marketing business. And then for the vacation rental management company, what's interesting is it's one of those things where we're allowing the marketing to grow as we come out of the slow season. So slow season for vacation rentals are like, depending on the location, but it's usually like January through April. Is It's becoming April. And so like we're kind of reducing spend, we're kind of reducing like certain pieces in order to ramp up so that when summer comes. And so that's been very interesting and a much different business where it's not so much about like just enough having enough customers, but it's also about like all these back end accounting issues and things that we've been having where, you know, our cleaners don't invoice us until the next month, but we collected revenue for them in that month, and so it's like expenses and revenue are not in the same period, and so this pendulum keeps swinging of like high expenses, low expenses from month to month, and so that's kind of the thing I've been trying to figure out, and I feel like I have some answers to some of what that looks like, but in the meantime, I've just kind of been focusing because those problems don't happen or need to be handled every day. I have an entire team of people that are crushing it, are doing a really good job, and are building. And the thing is that they still need attention too, and so I'm trying to do my best to like split my time and attention between both while still leaning on the one that needs growth more, which is the marketing business. Um, and so yeah, I've been focusing on the marketing, just and maybe I'll go back and forth between the businesses of exactly what some of this looks like. But for the marketing business, we're growing people's businesses. We're helping them not only with the marketing piece, but the conversion side of it. So if you don't know about cold leads, a lot of times they don't know, like, or trust you, but they self-identified as needing your service in your area. And so, sorry, uh, motorcycles. And so if they don't know, like, or trust you, the thing that we have to get past is, like, how can we get them to at least know you? How can we at least look to build some trust? And then ultimately it's up to you to make the sale. And so now we're looking at, like, back end conversion systems, because we can do the marketing, we can get you the leads, and we're very confident in that. In fact, if it's not a qualified lead, you actually don't pay for it with us. But when it comes down to it, we need to be able to help small businesses actually convert on these, because that's kind of where they're struggling. They think they're good at sales because they've talked to a friend who referred them, and then they're like, oh, I have a 100% conversion rate. And the truth is, it's only because of the types of leads that you're getting. And to actually truly scale your business, you need to be able to do it cold. Um, and that's just a part of this, right? Hot leads, don't forget the hot leads for sure. Don't forget the referrals. I'm not saying don't go away from those. Obviously, continue to take those on, but, like, cold is how you scale, because you need people who don't know you to know you and buy into your business. And that's ultimately how you get to be massive. And so, helping people on the back end with the conversion piece is something I'm focusing on right now. It's something where I'm like, well, how can I give you the tools to help you find success? Because for us, the way that I think about it is, the more leads we get you, yes, we get paid. But if you don't convert on them, then you're not going to be around long, because you're just spending money, right? And so, like, how can we help you with the actual conversion piece to have longevity, to put more money back into scaling your advertising, which is, like, ultimately our goal. And so, conversion systems take a lot of time, and I'm considering, like, what spend on the back end would look like in order to help, like, build that out better. And so that's kind of where my head's at. And so right now we're just offering up templates for free. We're offering up systems for free, and I'll continue to build those out and make them better, and then try to figure out, like, what it would look like to build it out for our clients. Um, so that's kind of, yeah, I would say that's really where a lot of that focus ends up going. What else for the marketing company? Um, yeah, I think as far as it goes, we continue to get leads coming in. I had to kind of figure out a goodwill adjustment program for the leads, mostly because, to a certain extent, we have to have some give and take with our clients. Otherwise, like, because we don't promise contact or even the sale or conversion, right? But, like, so if you can't sell, like, some people are saying, like, oh, they're dead leads, or, like, oh, they didn't pick up, so that means that they're not good. And it's like, no, that actually doesn't have anything to do with the marketing side. What we promise is good data, right? We promise that it's not going to be gibberish. We promise that if as long as the email doesn't bounce or the phone number doesn't bounce, which, like, if it does, we'll refund you, and we're happy to. But, like, the sale piece starts when we give you good data. Everything else is up to you. The contact, the offer, all of those pieces. So it's not actually on us for that. And so that's kind of, it's a really good business. I'm excited about where it's going and the direction of it. Um, yeah, I think the other piece of this is just, like, being content in the meantime while it grows, because ultimately, like, 60 to 90 days is how it always is in business. You're always 60 to 90 days away from that next step, right? And so, like, for us with performance, I'm already seeing us being at, with this business specifically, it's like at 20K a month once it's matured with the amount of clients it has currently. And so, like, that's decent, but, like, we need to get more clients in the pipeline, because then that's going to take them 60 to 90 days, right? And all the new people, it's always going to be extended. So by the time that, like, we take on these new other clients, and the current ones are maturing, we're going to finally start seeing some of that come back to us. And so I'm excited about what that ends up looking like. But the truth is, everything is truly taking longer and is harder than I ever expected. And I feel there's a theme coming with that. So I guess that's just kind of the way it is. Uh, you know, come come this summer, we're gonna get the vacation rental management company up again with the marketing, and I'm really excited because our whole marketing business has been having our marketing business has been built upon getting property management leads. And so we're just going to do that for our company, and we're going to be way better than we have been in the past. And so we should be able to see that start scaling, and monthly recurring revenue is definitely the way. If you guys are thinking about starting a business, if you guys are thinking about, you know, doing anything, like high ticket's cool, but you better figure out a way to get monthly recurring, because without it, like, you feel like you're just going to have that commission breath. You're just going to be like, I need it, and like it's water or something, and you're in the desert. So it's like kind of something to think about. I think that's pretty much it. So I'll kind of leave it there for now. I'm considering, well, last thought. I'm considering what my live schedule should look like on TikTok again. I'd been doing that all fall and a little bit into the winter, and then I stopped. And mostly because I was doing it 5 days a week for 2 hours each period. And I think that that's maybe too much time. I wasn't able to really get enough deep work done. And I get pumped up during those lives, so I have a hard time going to sleep afterwards. So I got to figure out something where maybe it's more in the middle of the day in order to just provide free value. So it's going to be kind of like office hours is what it's going to look like. And so I want to provide you guys with all the free value that I can, so you can build your business, build a better world through becoming an entrepreneur, and to any extent possible. So when I think that's kind of it, then we'll leave it there. Thank you for your time, and we'll talk soon.